Hey, what is up YouTube, and welcome to episode 1 of Sydney's Best Gyms. And we're starting at one of the most iconic gyms in Sydney, good old City Gym, that has been a leader in the fitness and bodybuilding industry since way back in 1978 when it first opened. And for me at least, it's always been one of my favourite gyms to train at. I've been a member at City Gym since way back in 2013. I've always loved the gym equipment and atmosphere. And the first thing that you'll notice when you get to City Gym is the Wall of Fame. So you're going to see a few notable names on this wall of guys that have trained at this gym over the years. Made it onto the Wall of Fame at City Gym, you know you've done something pretty good in the world of bodybuilding. And the first one that you may notice is Arnold Schwarzenegger, who trained here back in 1978, and that's him pictured with the original owner of City Gym, Billy Moore. So that's just first name that you may recognise. And then also there's a picture of Larry Scott with Billy back in the day. So Larry Scott, obviously the first Mr. Olympia in 1965, obviously trained at City Gym as well. And so you got Tom Platz, Mike Christian and Charles Claremont. There's also a picture of Arnold and Tony Pearson. You got John Torelli, Luke Wood, who trained a lot at City Gym, and Albert Beckles, who was a good bodybuilder back in the 80s. So a lot of names. There's Wayne Pearce, who was captain of Balmain in the 80s, and next to him is a guy in the blue trunks, is Russell Townsend. And going what I've heard about Russell Townsend, apparently he was someone to be feared on the door up in the cross back in the day, and had some feats of strength as well that were also impressive, like four plates behind the neck press and all this sort of thing. So he was someone that you definitely didn't want to cross paths with in the cross back in the day. And also you've got the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan, and next to him there's a good picture of Peter Wall, who's a good bodybuilder that still floats around City Gym. And down below you got Corey Everson, and there's big Victor Richards, who was a big star back in the 80s, who was supposed to be about 330 pounds or something like that at 5'9" or something like that. So apparently he was absolutely massive. And the guy next to him is another great Aussie bodybuilder, Mick Shionte, who you still see training there at City Gym. And then next up you've got Samir Bannout, who was the 1983 Mr. Olympia that must have trained at City Gym at some stage. And then you've got Charlie Dukkha, who was a 3-time world champion with NABBA and PT at City Gym for many years, and you still see him around in the area. And another PT is Paul Haslam, who's been in the industry for a long time. And then there's Lee Labrada, good picture of Lee Labrada there. Also Matt Mendenhall up the top. There's Aussie Jeff Jowett, who still gets around City Gym as a bit of a character. And next to him is Katie Morris, who's an IFBB Pro figure competitor. And of course you've still got Gary Stridham there, Brian Buchanan, Rosa Marie. So there's lots of names that have trained at City Gym over the years, and it's always obviously been a great place for competitive bodybuilders to train at. Alright, so then moving into the gym and having a look at the equipment, and that's all the cardio area that us bodybuilders are not really interested in. But as you can see, it's quite a decent space at City Gym. It's got a nice sort of old school basement sort of feeling a little bit to it, and it's loaded with some of the best equipment. And this one here, this new Panada tricep extension, this is a really good piece of equipment that they've added to City Gym. And if you can have a look down there just at that red pedal, so what that does when you sit in the chair, then you can sort of lock, you push that pedal and then that brace comes in and locks you in. So you so just adds much more stability to the movement, and which can be a bit of a problem with triceps. So you can keep your scapula stable against that pad, and then just it's all triceps from there. It's a great machine. Panada, they're back. They seem to be back in the bodybuilding scene. I saw a lot of their equipment when I was over in Kuwait, and it's an Italian company, and they were big in the 90s, but now coming out with all this new fresh equipment. And this one's a really good one. So then moving into more where the hammer strength stuff is, so you got your shoulder press and your pull downs, and this machine here, that's apparently Dorian Yates created that hammer strength low row, so must be good if it works for Dorian Yates. But then you got all your plate loaded hammer strength chest presses and high rows and more rows, and then there's that bloke going fucking Snap City on the bench press. So you got your bench press there, and then moving to the other side where you've got more your pin loaded life fitness equipment for your shoulders, chest and back, and then moving into the cable crossovers, lat pull down, seated rows. So it's got all the standard life fitness top of the range gear, all the cables that are all pretty much brand new, and City Gym have done a really good job getting all this new fresh equipment for the gym. Alright, so then moving into more of the leg area, and that leg extension there that looks very similar to the one that Dorian Yates used to use back in the day. It's a top-notch leg extension if you ask me. But then you got your calf machines and your glute machines, and your squat rack, your V squat, and they've got the Pendulum Squat made by Watson, and this is a beautiful machine. If you're looking to train your quads at the length and range, this takes a lot of pressure off your knee, and as you can see there, Watson, they're always the top-notch gear. So that machine, if you're going to train legs at City Gym, make sure you use that one. Then you got your glute kickbacks and your hyper extension machines. I forgot what that bloody machine's called. But then you got your leg curls, and that leg curl there, as you can see by the angle, it goes. It's got a big angle, so you can train the hamstrings right into that length and range. So that's a great piece of equipment. Also at Sydney, and here I am taking the Watson Pendulum Squat for a spin, and as you can see, it's you can get right down, and it just feels really good on the knees compared to a hack squat. And I got a great work. I train legs on this day and got a great leg workout. And whenever I'm at City Gym, I always make sure that if I'm training legs, I'm going to be using this machine. So then moving into where the leg presses are, and you've got the Watson leg press, which is it's a beautiful machine. You've got your hammer strength leg press there as well, and then this old school leg press. It's probably the best leg press I've ever used, and as you can see, you can get a very long range of motion without bringing your hips into the movement at all. So this is always one of my favourite machines to use, and whenever I'm at City Gym, you'll probably be seeing me using this leg press, trying to target the quads. So if you get down there, give it a go. And then moving into more of your racks, so your deadlift and squatting sort of area. There's a Smith machine there in the corner as well. So this is where you'll probably see all the powerlifters hanging out and pushing some big weights on the deadlift and squat. Okay, so looking at the dumbbells now, and they've got some great old school metal dumbbells that I love to use, and you love that old metal feeling of the dumbbells, and they go all the way up to 140, which it's pretty good. Not for me though. I did some trying to at once. Alright, so then moving on to this funky Panada setup here, we've got it's like a multi-purpose pressing device, so the chair can slide back and forwards, and the bench can also turn into an incline, but it makes it very easy to set up for any type of pressing that you're going to be doing. So another nice piece of equipment from Panada. As you can see here, I then just adjust using that little red handle, and then just adjust the angle a little bit so you can sort of find what is comfortable for you when it comes to pressing on this machine. And looking at the other shoulder presses, that's another shoulder press that I really like. And then of course you've got your hammer strength preacher curl, and then the T-bar row. And also just looking at some of the other unique pieces of equipment that they've got at City Gym. So this is the old Nautilus pullover that's been refurbished, and this is the one that Dorian Yates used to use, and it's a great piece of machinery, and you're not going to find this in many gyms anymore. It's a pretty bit of a dinosaur, this piece of equipment, but it's a good one. And also this lat pull down that's built into the wall at City Gym, I've always liked this one. It's just the angle of how the cable and the chair is set up. Something about it just feels really good. So if you get a chance, get down and give this piece of equipment a go. Something that's built into the wall, and obviously someone knew what they were doing there. So then you got the Calgon shoulder lateral raise as well, which you're not going to find at many gyms, and you're going to be doing well if you can lift some weight on this. It's really heavy, and nice feeling on the delts. It's got a lot of adjustments too, where you can find your comfortable sort of slot. And then the legendary Nautilus Bicep Machine. This is probably the best bicep machine you're going to find. You can train through the whole range of motion, and the weight is going to be heavy all the way through. So whenever you get down to City Gym training biceps, make sure you give that one a go as well. And then you've got the curved barbell as well, which is just a different apparatus for your squatting. It takes a little bit of strain off the shoulders, makes it easier to brace that upper back, and it's just a different sort of feeling for your squats, which is going to help you add size and strength, and definitely give that one a go as well. And then just looking at what the rest of the gym is. So this is upstairs, so you got more cardio equipment and that sort of thing, and then you've got the room where they do the aerobics and classes, and you also great for there's a good little setup for barbell lunges as well. Then you got the boxing ring, so if you want to get with a mate and punch the shit out of each other, then you've got that available as well. So that's City Gym wrapped up, episode 1 of Sydney's best gyms. Make sure you get down and check it out. And there's another little bit of ab area as well. But make sure you get down and check out City Gym, and follow me along as I continue to look at more gyms across Sydney.